Measures of variation, interquartile range. DeAndre scored 6, 9, 7, 8, 6, 1, and 13 points this season. What is the range of his scores? And would you consider him a consistent player? We're starting off with range, and range is going to be equal to the largest number, which is 13, minus the smallest number, which is 1. And so we get a range of 12. This is how spread out his scores are. So he scored all the way from a high of 13 all the way down to a low of 1. Now, he hasn't scored 1 very many times, and he hasn't scored 13 very many times. It looks like most of his numbers around 6, 7, 8, 9. So is it fair to consider his range a 12 when 1 and 13 might be outliers? Probably not. I would say his scores are probably more going to be in the range of 6 to 9. Statisticians have come up with another way of measuring variation, and that's called the interquartile range. And when we do that one, we won't worry so much about these really low numbers and really high numbers. Interquartile range, well, means we're going to be working with quartiles. Hopefully, when you see the word quartiles, you see that quart or quad, and what this means is 4. So what we need to do is that when we find the interquartile range, we're going to cut our data into 4 pieces. And these 4 pieces are quartiles. Interquartile range is going to be the spread or the distance from the first quartile to the third quartile. So we're going to do the third quartile minus Q1. That'll be our interquartile range, and my abbreviation for interquartile range will be IQR. Don't worry if you don't quite get this. We're going to look at a couple examples. DeAndre scored 6, 9, 7, 8, 6, 1, and 13 points this season. What is the interquartile range of his scores? So we already found out that the range was 12, but we thought maybe that was a little unfair because 1 and 13 are outliers. To find the interquartile range, you're going to take all the numbers and put them in order because you're going to find the median. So we have 1, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 13. And the median is going to be 7. And the median is also going to be called quartile 2. Now we've cut it in half. We have a left side and a right side, a lower half and an upper half. To cut it into the 4 pieces that we want, we need to find the median of the lower half. So of 1, 6, and 6, the median here is 6. That's the middle number, and that's going to be your Q1, your quartile 1. Now we have 3 pieces. We've got this piece, and this piece. So we need to cut this upper half in half as well. So 8, 9, and 13, you cut that into half using the median again. That's going to be quartile 3. So we've got 4 groups of numbers. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. And in between those 4 groups of numbers are quartile 1, 2, and 3. Interquartile range is going to be Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 9 minus Q1 is 6, giving us an interquartile range, an IQR, of 3, which seems more fair. That seems like a better spread for his points that he scores than 12, because the 1 and 3 are so high and low they don't really fit in. But if you look at these numbers that really do matter, their range is 3. This dot plot shows LeBron James' assists so far in the 2014 NBA playoffs. Find the interquartile range of his assists. Let's make a number line of all the number of assists that he's had in order. So we've got 1, 2, there were 2 3s, 3 5s, 2 6s, an 8, and a 9. Now if we did just a regular range, we would say that his range was 9 minus 1, which is equal to 8, which would say he's not very consistent. But we can see that there is a pretty big cluster in the middle, so we want to weight that more. And the way to do that is to find the interquartile range. We got to take this set of data and we got to cut it in half using the medians. We got 1. Here is the median, also known as Q2. Now I need to find the median of this left side. So the middlemost number here is 3. That's Q1. The middlemost number, the median of the upper half, is 6. So we have found our quartiles, quartile 1, 2, and 3. We've cut it into 4 equal pieces. There's 1 quartile, there's a 2nd quartile, 3rd quartile, 4th quartile. Now to find the interquartile range, we do Q3 minus Q1. So we do 6 minus 3 equals 3. So his interquartile range is 3, showing he's probably a little more consistent than these couple of bad days would give him credit for.